Hey everyone, welcome to Super Adrenaline Gaming. Today we're going to be doing a different genre of video. We're going to be doing a tips and tricks video on how to get better at Apex Legends. That means getting more wins, getting more kills, all of it. So let's hop right into it. Tip number 1 is find your legend. There are multiple different legends in the game. Not all of them will be available to new players because you have to buy them or earn enough money to get them. In-game currency and all that, but you need to find a legend that you like. Try all of them out first. Don't just find one legend and say, oh, he's cool or she's cool, I'm just going to use them from now on. No, try all of them out first, see which one you like the most, and play as them and just keep practicing with them. Once you practice with that person and you get good with them, then you can branch off into other legends. You can always use other legends, there's no one stopping you, but once you find a legend you like and you want to practice with, if you are actually trying to win, like full on going and getting kills and all that, I suggest sticking with that legend when you're first starting off. Tip number 2 is find your weapon. Kind of same thing with the legend. Find a weapon that works best for you, that you want to use in fights. My personally is the R99 because it's fast, on point, just does a lot of damage, works pretty well. But there are tons of different weapons. R301, Prowler, so many other weapons you could use to defeat your opponents. Just find one, just like the other one, use all of them, and find which one you like the best. Tip number 3 is consider where you are in the map. Always, you want to watch where you are, because if you get killed by the storm, or the zone I mean, the zone will do significant damage and could affect you in the long run. If you come out of the zone with no health, if you just outran the zone and you have no health left, a team could be waiting on the other side and just pick you off easily. That's why you need to stay ahead of the zone and try to move to where the zone location is going to be in the end game. A good person to remedy this is Pathfinder, because he has his passive ability allows you to see the next zone location, which works extremely well. But yeah. Tip number 4 is location. Wherever you are on the map, you need to use cover and all the things in Apex, because it's very important for that to happen, because if you're just out in the open, you will get shot down by so many people at once. It's extremely hard to fight it once they're all shooting at you and you're dead, because if there's no cover around, you can't use it, and then you will die immediately. So use the terrain to your advantage. Like, if you're in a fight and there's a wall in front of you and this other person, or like a brick, some sort of obstacle, and they're on one side of it and you're on the other side, don't run around and trying to chase them, because chances are there's a 50% chance they will end up surprising you and coming at you from behind and shooting you in the back. Smart move at that moment would be to get on top of the block and find where they are and shoot them before they do, especially because high ground is everything, which leads me to tip number 5. Always try to get the high ground. High ground will help you significantly, because it's much harder to shoot up at someone than to shoot down at them, especially because there's usually more cover in the high ground, so you can back out just in case you need. If you're on the low ground and someone's on like a mountain or something, it's going to be really hard for you to avoid their shots, other than if you were on the high ground and they were on the low ground. Tip number 6 is always stay moving. If you don't stay moving, you will get shot at a lot. Especially, there's a couple games that work like this, like Titanfall, Rainbow Six. A lot of, well, if you're playing Rainbow Six, only if you're attacking in Rainbow Six, but that's a story for another day. But it's better to keep moving, that way it's harder to hit. That's why Octane works really well with a lot of people, because if they're not natural movers, like if you feel more like you don't like to move a lot, there is if you feel like there's not a lot, if I can't talk today, if you feel like you don't like to move or anything like that, there's defensive legends where you are used to camping down certain areas. But if you're using anyone else, I suggest using suggest moving whenever you can. A good person, if you're not good at moving around, a good person to remedy this is Octane, because his ability is literally moving around faster. So if you need practice on knowing when to move around, Octane is your best bet to do that. But unfortunately, he does cost money, or you would have to play the game and get Apex tokens to buy him anyway. Tip number 7 is practice. No matter what you're doing in the game, no matter what you're using, no matter what legend you have, everything can be helped by practice. As the old saying goes, practice makes perfect. I have practiced so many hours with all my legends just so I can learn to use all of them.
And they're not here to sell me chickens.
Which is why I'm saying, if you have played the game before and you know how everything works, and you were an experienced player and you're watching this video, I don't know why you're here, because you probably know how to do, you already know all these, but thanks for watching anyway. And yeah. But if you're someone who doesn't know Apex very well and has either just got onto it or is just never seen it or played it at all, these tips will be very helpful, and practice will be very helpful. Practice is everything in this game. The more you practice, the better you get, and everything's fun. Tip number 8 would probably be, don't forget to use your character's abilities. They're there for a reason, and I know a lot of people that kind of do forget to use them, but they have them in the game for a reason. They give you a tactical advantage when playing against other players. Use them. That's as simple as that. It's just all the abilities. Passive's not hard to use. Well, that happens automatically usually, but the abilities, if you see a situation where you can use it, use it. Tip number 8 is cover and moving work hand in hand. Even if it's not actual cover, like a brick or like a truck or anything, even if it's just fire, like shooting at the enemy, just so your teammate or you can even move to a different location, that would make you better. Also, another thing in this game is location, because that, if you have the high ground and everything, all that, location gives you a serious advantage. But cover and moving work together. If you wanna move between cover if you're not fighting someone directly. And if you want to move between, if you want to move to them, use cover fire so they don't shoot back at you while you're running at them. That way they'll hide and they won't be watching you. They'll be waiting for you to stop shooting. Tip number 9 is you want to always have 2 weapons and be able to switch to both of them. If you have a gun that takes a long reload time, like Spitfire or a sniper rifle of any sort, you're gonna want to have a other weapon, and you want to know how to switch to them. Especially if you're in mid-fight and your ammo, you run out of ammo, you don't want to sit there and try to reload that gun just for the enemy to shoot you down. If you need to do that, switch to your other weapon and shoot them with that weapon. It will help you a lot. Guarantee it. Tip number 10 is use grenades. The grenades are there for a reason. can't store many of them anymore. You used to be able to store 2 of each grenade per slot, but now it is greatly improved the game, especially the Arc Star and the Thermite. Those are 2 of my favorite grenades. Those are the only 2 grenades I really like. The other grenade, I don't really see why that's a thing, other than busting down doors. But I know why they added it, and it's there, and I get that. It's there, and I can just accept that.
Close range.
But the Arc Star, if you hit someone with that, or they're in the vicinity, that will destroy all their shields. All of them. No matter what. So, if you can hit someone with a grenade before you rush into battle, that will increase your chances of winning by a lot. Especially if they don't have any shields, because that's probably the biggest factor in this game, is having a body shield, or you're probably going to die. The Thermite also, if you throw that, it burns in a certain area and blocks off certain places for you to go to. So it helps a lot, like by restricting where the enemies can go. Kind of works like Bangalore's ultimate, which is less of a airstrike, more of a it forces the enemies to relocate where they're going, which helps a lot because, like I said, location is everything. But yeah, the Thermite will trap people in a certain place and allow them to not move, because if they walk into the Thermite or they get hit by the Thermite, it will burn them for a good 3 seconds and doing like 4 to 5 damage a second. So, grenades are useful in battle, especially the Arc Star. If you want to lead with an Arc Star and run in with your guns, that would be a good offensive play. Tip number 11 is don't leave buildings unchecked. Even if it's already been looted, you don't know what that person had before you got it. So they could have had a great body shield, and there was a good body shield in there that you needed. If it's been looted, don't just leave it like it is. Because, yeah, don't just leave buildings unchecked, because you could have great loot in there that could seriously affect your game. Anyway, tip number 12 is you can heal up mid-battle. It's okay. You don't have to wait till the very end of the battle to heal up. This is probably one of the most important tips, because if I know a lot of people that don't like to, they want to go in guns a-blazing and kill everybody, but that's not always going to work. So you need to stay on the, it's okay to rush in and try and get kills and everything, but you don't want to do it all the time. You want to try and see if you can get out of it, or even if you get low, watch your health bars and see if you get low. If you get low, consider ducking out and healing a bit, or just even if it's just like a shield cell or a syringe, something quick that will just get you a teeny bit of health left. It could make the entire battle. But I also understand if the enemy is also really low and you think you have more health than them and you want to just finish the fight, I understand that, and that's okay. And a lot of people have worked or played their game like that.
Rings around the corner and we've got 30 seconds.
Also, don't forget to subscribe if you like Apex and you want to hear more tips and tricks video. Subscribe, hit the notifications bell, all that stuff. I would really appreciate it.
Someone else is over there. Just spotted someone out there.
And yeah, tip number 13 is always be vigilant. If you get attacked by enemies before you see them, or if you always want to be the one to attack first, basically. If you get attacked by them first, it decreases your chances of winning a lot. Well, not a lot, but it definitely decreases them, especially because they got the first shot off. That means you have already been dealt damage and they have not. That means they have a higher chance of getting of winning. Also leads back to tip 12, which is the healing, but
Taking fire. Down one.
understandable. Just remember to duck out if you want to heal or any of that stuff. And that's all for this video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye bye.